Welcome to Par and Pickle, where Greg is always on par and Bill Cuevas is always in a pickle.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, you know me. I'm always in a pickle. You like how I did that?
I am always on par.
Yeah, yes, you are. You always
And
on par.
if I'm not on par, I'm putting for a bogey, and that makes me happy too.
Yes, I don't blame you. So we're going to get to our guest right away. It's Dr. Bruce Levinson. I hope I said his name right. I don't want to butcher it. He's going to give us some information and data that he gathered using on-point ball markers. We're a big fan of it, and we'll show you why once we get Bruce on, so he can start talking about what he's done with it and how important your eyes are when you're using these things for putting. I mean, you know how it is. So I'm going to ask him his question, being that he is an eye doctor, about what I do when I play. So let's get him on air.
Let's bring him in. I'm excited about this because I know how well this works. Good. So now I need to know the science behind it.
And that's what he's going to give us: data and nothing but the data.
There he Bruce. Is.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
So tell us about yourself and this project that you decided to do on point ball markers.
Well, so I've done some work for several golf companies, and I got a phone call from Briston, who owns the company. Absolutely super guy. And he said, gee, I like some scientific data. So I am a retired eye doctor, and I've been working with sports vision for over 30 years. And there's some very interesting aspects about this particular product that I really haven't seen another product that's going to improve your putting as much as this. There's all kinds of different training aids you can use, but aiming the ball correctly, and I play a lot of golf, is paramount in making putts, especially the short ones.
Absolutely. That's why I don't know that word gimme. If you're not within that that grip length, I'm not giving you nothing, because that's when people panic, and that's when they're going to miss. I'd rather hit a 4-foot putt than a 4-inch putt, because I'm panicking over there. So I totally get what you're talking about. For people that don't know, I don't know if everybody knows, this is what it looks like. This is an on-point ball marker. So you have that. And then on the back, this just happens to be a special one. This has the characters that Mr. Greg Weiss created, so we can pull those out. So this one is a custom one. So Briston can do customs, but there you go. I'm the funny looking guy in the flag pants over there. So On Point's been doing it a long time. They can customize them. They can do a lot of stuff with it. So they also have a bag, just for those folks that don't know. There goes the bag. And then, of course, they have their regular stuff that they have. So they have the regular brands. So what people may not know is that this is, I don't know how you would describe it. You know, when you did your data, how it's more of a 3D scale kind of thing.
Yeah. So take the ball mark and take the bottom off it and put them both next to each other, like it's sitting on a table, so you can see the height difference.
Yeah, and for those, I don't know if they'll be able to see it, but that's what they look at.
Yeah, put it in your fingers, kind of.
Yeah, put it in the fingers. So that's sort of kind of what it looks like there. Oh, I'm gone. But that's what it looks like.
You
see the difference? That's perfect.
There you go.
Do you see the difference of those? So you have this is a regular ball marker, and you see how that thing sticks up. So, and that means a lot. That makes a huge difference when you're using one of these as opposed to one of these. The kind of angle of attack that you will get by using these on-point ball markers. Now, you did I guess a study with all the data of everything that you got. What kind of results did you find when you did it?
Okay, so I spoke with Briston, we thought a scientific study would be in order. So what I actually used was a very specialized laser level produced by Bosch, and a backboard that the laser level would run directly over a line on the ball and a line on the mark, and would tell you how far you are aimed, either right or left, in millimeters, and then converted to inches. So the way that I did the study, because I didn't want any visual information, is I would have them line up a flat mark, and we would do it at 3, 6, and 10 inches. After that, I wouldn't give them the data. I'd have them turn around and I would write the data down. Then I gave them the on point mark, and same process. Line it up at 3, 6, and 10 feet. So the results were incredible. I did it on everybody from the top pros. I'm talking tour players that were ranked in the top 5, all the way through to my wife, who's a 30 handicap. And essentially, what we discovered in totality is that mark was 33.2% more accurate than just a flat. Now, there's reasons for this. And there's a lot of science that I introduced as I was trying to make as much sense out of this as I can. So if you would like, let me go over a little bit of why it works. Okay. So a flat mark has length and width. And when your eyes look down at that, there's no depth perception. It's what I call rudimentary visual processing. So it's just basic. The on-point mark, and this is why I'm so excited about it, is the on-point mark has length, width, height, and depth perception. Okay. So this engages what's called your visual perceptual system. Visual perceptual system, and I'll kind of discuss that a little bit further when we maybe go through the article a little bit. The visual perceptual system tells your brain to tell your eyes what reality is. Okay. So there's 7 areas of the visual processing system. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I know it's a little confusing, but I'll try to break it down easily. Okay. Let's just break it down to the 3 important parts of how your brain visually processes the information that's coming in. And then your output is done with your eyes. Okay. So first there's visual spatial skills. And that's the ability to understand and organize information about objects in space. So let's just process that for a second. So your brain's giving your brain is processing this. You're looking at something and you're processing this information. And what it's doing is it's using depth perception, which flat mark doesn't have.
I'm actually looking down. So folks looking at what I'm looking at, I'm actually looking at the ball markers. I have them side by side. One's flat. I have the on-point ball marker, right next to it. And I'm looking as you talking so I can get that visualization.
Okay. So that first thing is called visual spatial skills. And everybody has them. They can be improved as well. By the way, that's what we do with athletes is we do certain exercises and we work on visual processing to improve and maximize their ability to coordinate their body movements with what their brain is telling them or seeing. Okay. So the visual spatial skills, the only thing you really need to know is it's organizing the information and giving you looking at it and saying, oh, I know where that ball mark is in space. It's on the green. Okay. And it's in this direction. The next is visual motor integration, which is the coordination of the information with body movement. So essentially, all that means is, okay, the brain's taking the information in, and now I'm going to transfer it into what I'm doing with my body. If that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely.
The third, which is an important part, is called visual attention. Visual attention is the ability to take information and filter out irrelevant details. So you're looking at the ball, Mark, you're concentrating on the line, but the other parts of the ball may not be as important as seeing the line. Again, let me reiterate, if you're only seeing the line without height, which gives you depth perception, which engages your visual processing system better, you're not going to be able to line the flat mark as well as the three-dimensional mark.
Definitely get that.
Okay, and then the last part, not to get too technical, but there's selective attention, meaning you know what you're trying to do. There's divided attention, be aware of the whole and where the ball is. And then the sustained attention. That's your ability to like keep your head still and stare at the mark on the ball, or however, whatever you use to stay still and keep your attention on that point. Just like Nick said, listen, don't look.
Yeah. Well, time's flying by, so let's take a quick break. We'll break for a commercial, and then we'll be right back.
As I approach any green, I'm already engaging in a putt. And walking up here, I could see this green slopes right to left. I've got an uphill putt. So I'm gonna take my on-point 3D ball marker, and I'm gonna guess that this putt's breaking a cut, maybe a touch more. But what I really love about it is the visualization I have from above. And looking at this, I think I need to adjust, add just a touch more break, right? Take a look from back here, and I absolutely love where the ball marker's pointed. I think we're lined up great. If I like to put a line on my ball, it's easy to line up with the on-point marker. The only thing left to do is execute. When I stand over a putt, really the only two things I'm thinking about are hitting this putt really solid and good speed.
And we're back. So I'm excited. I want to find out more about this accuracy and the difference, because we're on-point ball marker users. We've been working with Bristol for a long time. We've had the opportunity to see Jim Furyk use it and everything like that. So we know that it does work and it's approved with the PGA players and stuff like that. So can you give us more on the data and the accuracy that you found while using it?
Yes. So essentially, the study included some touring pros, some many club pros that are very skilled players, as well as amateurs that are skilled players. And then we went through and we did all the different handicaps, again, all the way up to 30. The most interesting statistic was from 3 feet. And we were able to improve aiming by 44.3%.
That's a big number.
Right. So I look at it this way. I play in a lot of tournaments. I enjoy the game. If you're making your 3 to 5 footers all day, you're going to have a pretty good day, most likely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely agree 100%. At 44, that's a really, especially from 3 feet. That's a big number. What did you find overall? I mean, because you did several different spaces. I think it was 3, 6, 10 that you were focusing on. Overall, how much better was it with the ball, the ball marker?
33.2%.
That's a huge number.
Line up better.
Bill, Greg, let's just think about this for a second. Here's the great part, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I took any player at any level and I said, I'm going to make sure that your ball and your ball mark are lined exactly where you want to hit it. Now, what does it come down to? It comes down to pace.
Yeah, execution. The rest is on you. Yeah.
The rest is. Let's assume it only increases your putts by 2 putts around. That's huge.
Well, at 33%, most people putt more than 10 times. You're looking on an average 18. Most people are putting majority a lot more than they're hopefully hitting. So you figure average 2 punts, that's 36 times at 33% better. You can literally cut your strokes six putts by getting it that much closer. Based if of course you still have to do it. We're getting this is going to give you what you need to do. Right?
There's still still an Indian involved.
Yes. So this will help you get set up correctly, quickly, and give you what you need visually, because we've seen the difference but using this product, but ultimately you have to still execute it. So it's not the fix. So if you're a good putter, this is going to make you a better putter. If you're a beginning putter, I would suggest using it as well, because it's going to help you get there a lot quicker. So when you mark your actual ball with that line, or balls even come with those lines now on them already, you can literally set your ball marker up and line that line right up with your ball, and you're right on point. No pun intended, but you're on point when you line up your ball. So I'm a big fan, and Greg knows we work with a lot of companies, and ultimately it comes down to data. Everybody can have a product, but data and proven data is key to success. We see it in golf shoes. We see it in ball markers. Anybody can make a statement, but leaving this on the golf course is a big proof that it works, and having the support of the PGA Tour professionals and as yourself being able to use what you did. This report's very interesting. And at the end of this, you're going to find out where you can read I believe it's 17 pages that they can read. We'll get you more information. We're going to have graphs up. Everything's going to be up so you can see the data for yourself. So you can tell where you're at, because all those skeptical people out there, this is going to take it away. Yeah. Well, we have scientists that play golf too. So we want them to get the information that they'll desire, as the rest of us regular people, that we're going to read it, and we want to read the condensed report that you had that gives us the basic understanding for us, because there's a lot of good information there. I mean, the biggest thing that I took away is the peripheral vision. And I never even thought about that, but it really is something that they can look at, and they can do the side-by-side study all on their own. They can take what you written down, what you wrote, go 3 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet, do it with a flat marker and move around. Don't cheat, and then go do it on point. And when you see that your putts are going down low, you know that you have a winner on your hands. So would you like to leave us off with any other words of wisdom before we let you go? We're probably going to reach out to you anyway again, see about this peripheral and all the rest of the stuff that we're looking up, to make sure that we can get these brains working with our eyeballs, because sometimes my eyes see a 300-yard putt and I only hit it 10 feet. So, you're leaving it really, really short, but you never know, but it could happen. So any wise words of wisdom you want to share with us? Don't laugh. My putts are long.
I don't know. You're only hitting a third of the way there. We got to go play, man.
I'm laughing, Bruce, because I've been there and watched that.
Yeah. Leave us with some wise words of wisdom.
Well, this is much more technical than it appears. When people just look at it like it's a ball mark, it's not. It's like a 15th club in the bag.
Okay.
And I mean, I had to use trigonometry formulas to figure out from the center of the hole to the edge of the hole, and a lot of the statistics that I have in there are extremely technical. And I did all that because I found that this particular product, which I think, again, I can't say enough good words about it, is what every golfer needs. If you can take one side out of a golf course, you're better off playing that way. If you can take one element out of putting, which is aiming, now you're just dealing with distance control, which you can practice. It's a home run, man. Can't go wrong.
No, I think that should be the name of my article, The 15th Club in the Bag.
There you go, baby. I love it.
What are they going to do? It's not an actual club. They can't give me a penalty for it. So, yeah, I'm in it.
With the subhead, once I changed my contacts.
Yes.
Yeah, with his logo.
See,
how to reduce your handicap by 5. Wear the right.
Hey, that'll help out. And every stroke helps. So, but we appreciate you, Bruce. We'll let you know when everything happens. We'll keep you in the loop. If we have any other questions, we'll be reaching out. Other than that, this is the end of the show. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you, Bruce, and On Point Ball Marker. You're going to look out for this and much, much more to come. Thank you, folks, for watching.